a Buttigieg flex, Trudeau effects, and Star Wars sex. Coming up today on The Point.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas me faire? Tu me fais pas peur. Plus de souper avec tes parents.
Hello and welcome to The Point, the only talk show bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Always kick off. How are you doing, Tito?
I'm great. I'm going to see the Avengers tonight. She's ready.
Has anybody seen?
Not yet. No spoilers. I'll kill you. I won't. I mean, like legally, but watch yourself.
It's a movie. That's a spoiler. There
All
you
right,
go.
that's a bit.
And who is this sitting next to me? So, Ori and Jim are both away. Are they away together?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
I know Jim is on daddy duty. So we have joining us a couple of new guest co-hosts. We have actor Andrew Cromwell.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
You can say hi.
Oh. Hello.
And also actor all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
Just for this recording.
Just,
Yeah. Today.
Adam Fawns.
Hi, folks. I can tell my mum I've made it.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're here because Tito really likes going down under. Okay.
It's already starting.
Talking point number one, the homoocracy. Okay, so presidential candidate on the Democratic side, Pete Buttigieg, has risen up in the polls. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are consistently ranked numbers 1 and 2 among the Democrats, the 20 Democrats running. But Pete Buttigieg, the openly gay mayor of South Bend, Indiana, has risen to number 3, bypassing people who thought would be stronger contenders, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. Of course, this is all early going, but since he has risen to number 3, he's being attacked. And interestingly, on both the left and the right. Let's talk about the attacks from the left first, because those really struck me. He's being...
Can I predict that these are going to be stupid as well?
Well, it depends.
100% they are.
It depends on your point of view. Okay, so this one writer, Jacob Bacharach, at the website The Outline, wrote that Pete Buttigieg, even though he's openly gay, is bad for gays.
Why?
Okay, well, he says because
Because
Buttigieg...
there's only one type of gay, so you have to have that type of gay. This is a different one somehow,
Well,
and he's going to ruin it for everyone.
Okay, so Buttigieg made a joke about Grindr.
I loved that. It was
No, he
so
didn't.
funny. He
Yes.
did. It was so
He
funny.
did. So
Tell me the joke.
What he said was that he met his he first spotted his partner, Chasen, while scrolling through profiles online, but joked, this was at a rally, quote, "It was possibly not the app you're thinking of." And everybody in the crowd laughed because
Yes.
people thought it was Grindr. It was something else. It was actually something I'd never
That's
heard
kinda
of.
cute.
But it was more like Plenty of Fish-ish. It
Yes.
wasn't like hookup-y as Grindr. And people laughed. But this is the writer. The joke is a good one for a largely gay crowd. It says that Mayor Pete knows about Grindr, just like you. He's no prude. But it also lets him implicitly disapprove of the more explicitly sexual nature of Grindr. And there's a constituency there. Among that certain kind of gay, saying, "I'm not on Grindr," is the cultural equivalent of the equally snooty, "I don't watch TV."
Oh, fuck those people too. Don't get me started on those people.
Yeah.
Maybe they
He
just
says
have
that
lives.
Buttigieg is selling himself to Americans as, quote, "a type of unthreatening, socially acceptable, vaguely conservative gay identity." And he's also been talking a lot about his faith. He's a religious man. He's talked a lot about the religious left to combat the religious right. There are also female writers who have been angry that he's risen in the polls, whereas people like Kamala Harris, a woman of color, Elizabeth Warren,
who claims to be a woman of color.
well,
Whoopsie.
yeah. I mean, is what do you think of these attacks from the left? That even though he's openly gay, he's not sort of minority enough.
I think that the majority of op-eds and writers are trying desperately to pay bills and are writing the most ridiculous bullshit they can because then they can make money. I think that if you try to take what you just said from that one sentence, like it is such a reach to try to pull that much out of it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
To say that you're like against so many gay people because he disapproves of Grindr. I'm sorry, but if you approve
he just
of Grindr,
said it was not that one. It didn't say that he disapproves of that one. First of all, like that's
No.
Well,
but also you go on Grindr if you want to like get your dick sucked. You don't go on Grindr for a relationship. Maybe you used to, but you don't now. So go on like Tinder. Go on the other million of them.
But if the Democratic Party really wants to nominate a minority, a person of color, I would argue, I mean, Bernie Sanders is Jewish. We've never had a Jewish president. We've never had an openly gay president. To me, Bernie Sanders or Pete Buttigieg are revolutionary in terms of who would be president. But there are people on the left, a lot of women writers on the left saying, no, Bernie and Buttigieg are still white men.
Mm-hmm. Well, I get the I guess you could say what I get is their sort of opinion about that, in the sense of, yes, there is still an issue with women in politics, specifically in the United States. I can't speak to what those issues are in depth, more so because I'm Canadian and want to focus on Canadian politics, because I think that's another pervasive problem we have. Where
they're super sexist.
Right?
That's the majority of it.
Yeah, but but the thing is American politics is so in our face that there are writers that are discussing about how gay is Pete? Is he the right type of gay? Right? Like, is there one gay fits all in terms of this Grindr thing or anything like that? But what I find very interesting is no one's really talking about his policies at this point, right? Like, I mean, you could find them probably, but you're not like that's what the problem is on the left, is people are looking at what type of gay he is and not really considering like, oh, well, what does he want to do for America? And in terms of the whole white guys versus anyone who's non-white, I think one of the issues that we're encountering too is it's looking at this as old school politics of like, oh, we need to seesaw back and forth to like, we're gonna progress forward. We need to have progress. Yes, but also if we think about it, Obama wasn't black enough to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We have to remember that, because like some people were like, oh, well, he's mixed. I mean, so that's a victory for me. But
Because you're biracial
yes,
as well.
yes. If we look at blood quantums, I'm half black, half white. Sorry, we don't look anything. I pass for white, but. So I think yes, there is still a pervasive problem.
And
yes.
Pete Buttigieg passes for. If you didn't know he was gay, presents as straight, or however you want to put it. But I personally don't understand why it isn't. Yes, I agree with you that it would be great to have a female. I mean, I wanted Hillary Clinton to win in 2016 so much, because I thought not only is she a woman, but she's the right woman, and she's brilliant. But I think if you're looking for, diversity, then why are you excluding gay or Jewish?
This is exactly it. It becomes almost like an oppression Olympics, it sort of seems, where it's like, oh, well, my group has experienced more hardship than your group, so let's not talk about what we can all do to build our country together. Let's figure out like why you're not the right leader for me. But I think one of the issues we're encountering now is also a symptom of like Facebook culture and like social media and all that sort of stuff, where your biases are reinforced and there's not really a dialogue to be had.
Well, you want to have a dialogue about homophobia? What is the root cause of homophobia? It's misogyny.
Or gays. Like, if we're really getting down to it, if there weren't gay people, there'd be no homophobia.
Just kill us all.
No, okay, I did not say that.
You didn't say that part. that was good.
Misogyny is behind homophobia.
Of course.
Right? It's because it's seen as men not acting like men. It's the feminization of men.
Yeah.
So I think, from the right. So I think having an openly gay candidate is just as radical as having a female candidate or a candidate of color. And if you look, the right wing is going after him over this. So it's not like oh, this isn't a radical thing because the right wing would be okay with it. One GOP candidate said that Buttigieg and the, quote, gay mafia want to create a homoocracy.
Okay. Sorry, keep going.
Another one called Pete Buttigieg a sodomite and the king of cocks.
What an incredible title to have.
Yeah,
I would be so honored if I was a gay man and I was called the king of cocks.
And what would it mean?
But I think regardless of your sexuality, I think it's a
That's
fucking
true.
awesome name.
That's true. That is very
He
true.
took my title.
I was hoping to be cast as that in Game of Thrones.
You're the queen of
No.
cocks.
On your note there, it says you'd like to be the hand of the king.
Yes,
The right hand of the king, yeah.
that deserves a bell. And
That's what that's for.
There you go. Yeah,
Franklin Graham, son of Billy Graham, so pastor to presidents forever, said that Pete Buttigieg needs to repent because homosexuality is a sin. This is the same guy who's a huge supporter of Donald Trump. And yet Donald Trump doesn't have to repent for the infidelity and the porn
different.
stars and
Everything.
Yeah, but that,
like what?
I like how certain I won't even call them theologians. I like how certain religious people will cherry pick from the Bible
Yes.
what suits their
Not even
power
certain,
structures.
like literally all of them.
Yeah,
But it's also to cherry pick all the hateful things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not as if you're cherry picking, kind of like Pete
Forgiveness and
Buttigieg does, where it's like going forward and like love and like embracing people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why do you think the right wing is going after Pete Buttigieg so hard now? Is it just because he's gay?
Maybe because they're
'Cause
gay
they hate
and they wish
everybody.
they were with
It's
him.
an easy.
I don't know.
It's an easy way to get their base to not like him. He's the one who's going to Fox News, doing interviews with them. No one else is doing that. So it's an easy way to be like, oh yeah, he's gay. So no. Like we don't like him. We got to go.
It's like
Donald
boiling
Trump.
somebody down to one
Yes.
trait and then attacking that one.
Politics are fucking dirty. I'm done.
It's true. Like, look at any of these candidates that are really shining and doing well. AOC, Pete Buttigieg, anything like that. They're going to pick out the little things that they can show up to people and either give them fear or give them hate or anything like that.
Like, why can't
I
you just
actually
nominate the person who's right for the job?
They're
Like,
afraid
what?
of Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg
Yes.
came out of
That's how they do
nowhere.
it.
He's now third in the polls. He knows how to
Yeah,
talk
but he's also
to-
third because that's all people are talking about is him being gay. It's like you're
No, but
only
that's-
up there
that's
because
not
of
true.
all
That's
the
not
That's
media.
not true, though. That's not true.
They're talking about he talks to religious voters in a way that a lot of other candidates can't.
Yeah, he like
That's still not gonna
mind
make
blowing
him
to me
win.
still is that he wanted to like read a book or something and it was in like a different language, so he just went and learned that language. That's insane.
He speaks 7 languages, and he recently did a video. I don't know if it was Instagram, but a gay supporter, not gay supporter, a deaf supporter, contacted him, and he responded in a video in sign language. And people are going, "Oh my God, there's never been a presidential candidate who speaks sign language."
Yeah, like that's insane to me. That is insane.
I mean,
That's
he's
amazing.
obviously a brilliant
He's
Yeah,
guy.
very much so.
calculated, I'd say.
It's calculated.
Are you that cynical? Are you that cynical?
It's like when you know what the people want, you give it to them. That's like. just
but
common
even-
But
sense.
half the time they don't have it. They don't have it to give.
The
He
people
does.
want a candidate who speaks Norwegian. Like,
But think about it, Tito. Even if it was calculated, he did that. He went and learned that to do that just for that
Yeah,
moment.
like,
Whereas
for
you
the
see any other
moment.
candidates that don't. It's just like
Right.
they won't go to those lengths. They won't try to reach out to someone, even if he does it once. Doesn't mean like he's the greatest person in the world. It just means he took that.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
whoever wins the vote is going to have a team of people around them to do all of their stuff while they basically are a figurehead
Yeah.
of government.
Yes.
so I do want to talk about, because we've talked a bit about the U.S. election, but before even the U.S. election is the Canadian election.
Yes.
That's coming up in October of this year. Many people know about the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. He's well liked on the world stage.
I love him.
He's had, like, I don't want to go into detail right here. If you're interested, you could look it up. But these little mini scandals, one turned into sort of a bigger scandal having to do with the multinational company SNC-Lavalin and some cabinet ministers eventually being booted out of the Liberal caucus. Justin Trudeau is the Liberal. The Conservatives, led by Andrew Scheer, shown here in this picture, I think describing his penis.
Very small. It's very small.
But he's just like, and then Trudeau's measuring out how actually big it is. Right? That's what he's doing right there.
Yeah.
And he's.
I love it.
He's gaining in the polls. So at this point, even though the majority of Canadians might tilt Liberal because of these little mini scandals, I mean, it reminds me of what happened in 2012 with Barack Obama. Even though he did win re-election, he did not win with as many votes as he got in 2008. And I remember there were a lot of people on the left going, well, he's not as perfect as we thought he was, or he's not as perfect as he promised to be, so I'm going to stay home.
Well, I mean, this is Hillary and Trump right there, right? Like, it's this thing of, it's not the perfect person, so even though the other person is 1,000 times worse,
Yes.
I'm going to either vote for that person or not vote for the one that is just heads and shoulders above the other person and is the right thing for the country, even if it's not the perfect thing for the country.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
Adam, we have two Adams here. Yeah, it's like Adam squared. You on your YouTube channel, you did a video about this recently.
I did. I agree completely with what you're saying. Okay, so yeah,
What do you say to people who lean to the left, but Canada also has sort of a further left part, like a social democratic party, which doesn't seem to be a player in this election?
Well, yes, obviously, and I never pronounce his name right.
Jagmeet Singh, the leader of that party.
That NDP party. He's not going to win, basically because of his race. That's just not going to happen. We're too racist in this country for that to happen.
Well,
I think there's other things.
There's other things.
I personally love him. I would love him, and I would vote for him if I thought he had a chance of winning.
If you really look at the polls, it's really a binary choice
The NDP
between the Liberals and
never
Conservatives.
really been a candidate that was.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, so
with what's his face, Jack Layton. That's not true.
I mean,
Yeah, they still didn't come.
He was huge. Wait, okay, we'll get into that later.
But what do you say to people who voted Liberal in the past, but they're disappointed because Justin Trudeau has had these little mini scandals?
I just don't understand the point of swinging back to conservative. Like, if you're a liberal person and you have those stances and views, you're suddenly going to swing to conservatives. That's going to be 10 times worse.
Well, but what about voting for the third party, the Social Democratic Party?
I would say
I'd be
this
down
is the
for that
real
if we could do
world.
like a coalition, like if those two could come together and win enough seats.
I mean,
that'd be awesome. That's what they did in New Brunswick, and it was conservatives.
But what will I mean? I think you're sort of a further left person.
Very much so.
Yeah. So how being that you like the Social Democratic Party, the New Democrats, but it's really coming to, I mean, what do you say to, should people hold their nose and vote Liberal if that's the way they're thinking?
I think yes, especially people in like the LGBT community, because he's an idiot. Like
Andrew Scheer.
Yes, he is going. He is.
I thought you were talking about Adam. I was like, what?
This guy is no.
Don't vote for me.
Don't.
He's going to be like 10 times worse for us. It's like literally Alberta. I made a video about the Alberta election that just happened and how the entire province just literally turned their backs on the LGBT community, and that's personally what I believe
all progressive
happened.
policies, really.
100%. Like he wants the. Sorry.
So is Canada headed to? I mean, because the Conservatives in Canada seem to be headed in this sort of populist Trumpian direction.
Yeah.
Is that a concern?
I don't know if it's so much as a concern because I'm an actor. So what is my political background? But also,
you're a citizen. You're a voter.
Yes. I do notice though that trend of governments after that 4-year mark or even 8-year mark. People's political memory is so short. That they'll forget. Like, I mean, if we look at the provincial level, like what the Ford government's doing with the teachers and education cutbacks, it's like, oh, Mike Harris, we're doing that again. So in terms of the concern, like I do think that it would be smarter to vote Liberal. However, I do think that it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths with this scandal. Now, the
scandal that he had nothing to do with.
Yes.
Really.
The good news is though,
nothing.
we have a system of checks and balances that works, right? Like at least people. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you. That's how
it's okay. He likes it. He likes it.
That's not this segment.
Yeah. I want to wrap this segment by asking, do you vote for pure ideological purity, or do you vote for Do you vote for the perfect or do you vote for the good over the bad?
You vote for the best candidate.
Yeah, I think it.
You vote for the
I think
best
you have
one.
to.
Well, the best candidate.
I would go the good over the bad. If that happens to align with purity and what for me, then great. But that's why I'm saying like I would vote Liberal in this next election over NDP because I think it's more important to do that than it is even if my thoughts align more with the NDP.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes back to even the U.S. election. Like, you may love Bernie Sanders, but who has the better chance of beating Trump? Is it Joe Biden? Is it someone else?
Also, nobody really knows.
Nobody
unfortunately.
knows.
That's the big
Nobody
$1
knows.
million question.
But you know what we do know? It's time for Tito's Midpoint.
No mercy, baby.
All right, so we're playing On Point. So there's no award shows happening, but I had to crawl into the internet and get some fashion for you guys.
What? The Time 100 Gala was a big deal.
The Time 100 Gala.
It was a big deal.
What's up,
First,
Peter?
we have Taylor Swift. As much as I hate her,
No.
I feel
Yeah.
like
She looks good.
cute. Oh, pretty.
Well, she does. Her
She looks like she's
the
about to go.
clothing she's wearing doesn't.
She looks like she's about to go for
I
a
think it was a
swim.
little nod to like her comeback because in her new video she's kind of wearing pastels everywhere.
That new song sucks.
She
Too.
put
I love the new
highlighters in
song.
her.
It sounds like a song for like 6-year-olds.
Yeah,
It's
she's
awful.
She literally writes like a child. That's why I
Yeah.
hate her so much.
Okay,
She's
Looks
like-
like her
That's
arms
right.
got caught in a public school
Next we
parachute.
have
Yeah.
Little Martha Stewart.
Maybe it's the background.
practical.
I don't know.
I don't
it's practical.
Like, I don't
is.
like the color.
I hate
Would
the
you
color.
call that
Practical.
electric mustard?
Mustard, yes.
Is she wearing a name tag?
Terrible.
It's a name tag.
She and Snoop got
Maybe.
so blitzed before that. That's how I know that I'm like, yeah, sure, Martha, do
I think
you?
she's working at Walmart right now.
It's
That's
like a
her new
movement
prison
pin or
garb. She
something.
just
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Electric mustard is the new black.
Yes. Spin off.
That's the
So
word.
we
Yeah,
have
that's
my little Brie Larson.
I don't like the color.
love this. I think it's gorgeous.
Is that pockets? Is that pockets?
It has pockets. So
Plus, it's
cute.
green, and so you could just like change
Pockets
it
for
to whatever color
practicality.
you
Yeah.
want.
I'm saying it's on point because she knows we're objectifying what she's wearing.
I'm only saying on
Look
point.
at that face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
She's like, fuck all y'all.
I just respect the
right.
pockets. She can hold a wallet, USB keys. I think it's practical.
USB key.
I don't like. No, she looks like a key lime.
Cute.
Next.
Next we have Dwayne Johnson.
I don't like the color.
A weird
This is
misstep
terrible.
for him. I normally like the things that he wears,
don't
but
like
this
I feel like I want to pet him, but I
Is
don't
it
like the
velour?
look.
You want to pet him?
Yeah, like it looks smooth and.
Oh.
looks like a velour.
It's a
Yeah.
throwback to his fanny pack, but not like.
I gotta say, with that tan, he does look presidential. Is that too late? I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
too late.
Okay.
Next we have Sophia Bush.
She looks good. She looks
cute.
good. That's cute. That's cute.
I like her.
I like her boobs there. Next we have Glenn Close.
I like it.
Yeah.
I
appropriate.
like it, but it looks like she was just getting dressed up to go for the early bird special at the diner. I like.
Maybe
She
she
went
was.
for like a fish buffet.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not made out of 101 Dalmatians. On point.
No, true.
No, it just looks oversized as well. It
Yeah,
doesn't like, fit her that well. Whatever.
Whatever.
She's
Is there a
old,
half
she
plate?
can do
Can I
it.
do that one?
It's
It's like a middle point.
I like that.
Next we have Sandra Oh.
She looks good.
I don't like
like
the
it.
hair, but I like the rest of it.
I like the hair. I like the handbag.
Is there like a bird on her shoulder or like a rat or something?
Like a memorial to a
Ostrich-
chihuahua.
ostrich
Since you started with
feathers.
something.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Next we have supermodel of the world, Naomi Campbell.
Ew.
She looks like she walked through my parents' drapes from the 70s.
Yes.
And tied a belt around it.
And tied a belt around it.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
like
I
an
don't like
elegant
it.
sweatsuit. Like you go straight from the gym to an evening party if you don't have things to do in between.
Yeah, I think it makes her look bigger than she
Yeah.
is.
It's like you got out of the shower and didn't have a towel,
Yeah.
so you used the shower curtain to wrap yourself in.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Next we have
Oh,
Jimmy
love.
He
Fallon.
looks adorable.
got it.
I love the blue.
Yeah.
Fan of the blue.
Love him.
Yeah,
Love it.
He looks cute.
Love it. That's it. He looks really good there. Good choice.
Now we have Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains. Amelia.
Breaker of fashion.
Oh,
No, I
looks
think she looks
so
great.
cute. I love it.
I think she looks great.
Red's
Khaleesi.
good.
No, she looks
I hope you don't die.
really good. I think she and Fallon did the best.
Yeah, she looks super cute.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Tito, for today's fashionable midpoint.
Thanks. Spanx.
No mercy, baby.
And now it's time for talking point number 2. Nice lightsaber. Okay,
So uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, Mum, I didn't know.
It's a stormtrooper. He's still gonna miss.
May 4th
Oh my gosh.
is Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
Right. And so,
Also, it's gonna be May.
in the UK, they're hosting a Star Wars themed sex party.
I'm into it.
It's an intergalactic swingers party with a Star Wars theme. Swingers are encouraged to release their dark side at the party.
I mean, it's just gonna be a bunch of like Princess Leia slave outfits. And like Chewbacca's.
Well,
You
here
can make a slutty anything. Have you been to any Halloween ever? Like, you can take anything
Have you
and
met
make a
me?
slutty version. That's true, and you know this from being one of those people.
it's a 2-story venue featuring a sauna, steam room, jacuzzi, private zones, and more. The
It's like Bed Bath and Beyond.
The UK Sun suggested some character names. Jar Jar Kinks,
Yes.
Hand Solo.
Yeah.
That's just jerking off.
Yeah. It's a lot of Star Wars fans.
Huh.
Just jerk off the entire
Grabba the
party.
Butt.
I like that one.
Obi Quick One Kenobi.
That's stupid.
Well, he was in the desert for a while, so like.
Luke
Jesus.
Luke Skyporker. Darth Lader.
Yes.
That's better.
Call me daddy.
Boba Fetish.
That's a good one.
And the Porn Troopers. So, would you go to a well, first of all, would you go to a Star Wars themed sex party? But also, are you celebrating Star Wars Day in any way?
No.
I am a new dad, so I would not be going to that because I'm not dressing my son up as an Ewok and having him repress those memories.
Ewoks are the cutest creatures. Oh my god.
But I think the idea's got something for everyone. You could have furries, you could have like
Furries.
fantasy stuff, you could have like horror genre. Like there's something for everyone in that.
You sounded very Stefan there for there's furries.
There's
and
furries. Yeah, and I'm gonna sit here like this the whole time.
People are so into furries, it's disgusting.
Let's stop sex shaming.
Yeah, right?
Disgusting. That's why I said Chewbacca, because it's like basically the same thing. Furries and
Bears.
Yeah.
What about you? Any Star Wars?
I probably wouldn't go, only to find all the subs and just call them Star Trek names, just to see if I could upset them. Yeah, that's about it. That's probably all I do.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Well, Tito, save us with Week the Bop of.
Oh, Bob of the Week is Blackpink. It's called Kill This Love.
That's violent.
They actually broke the record for like the most views YouTube. Like they broke.
They're a
Psy's-
K-pop group, right?
Yeah, they broke Psy's record for like most views and whatever.
I hear you've broken size records.
Bounce.
If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. Costs you nothing, helps us greatly. YouTube.com/thepointguys. Of course, don't just hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is available. Of course, you can also take us in your ears with our iTunes podcast. Look for us there. If you really want to help us out, go to our crowdfunding site, Patreon, patreon.com/thepointguys. Of course, let us know what you think about U.S. politics, Canadian politics, Star Wars sex. You can comment below or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Point Guys.
They go hand in hand.
Thank you, everybody. Andrew, if people want to find you on the internet machine, what's your tag?
My handles are at Andrew J. Cromwell on both Twitter and Instagram.
And Adam Fawns?
Same, Adam Fawns. At Adam Fawns, not too creative. I don't really put much out there, but just get in contact, I'll have a chat.
Well, very different than Tito.
I was gonna say, if you want a whole bunch of photos of my kid, go to my Instagram.
That's the one.
And Adam, we haven't hyped you in a while. What, and your book and all that stuff.
And his mustard shirt.
Electric mustard.
Yeah,
So
electric mustard
hashtag
right here.
electric mustard.
Right here. What do you want? What do you want? Sorry.
Pump you up.
What's
Buy
happening?
Adam's stuff.
Buy my stuff. Do it. Go to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is going through like a little bit of a change right now. And I'm
Right.
kind of excited about it. It's very, politic heavy. And I
Well,
like
there you go. We have a new show every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday on The Point.
Oh, I did it here. Oops.
And I will ever